and defending the point that was selected on the beach. You were immediately greeted by the Brine Queen's army. Even though it didn't seem hugely amassed, it was still a rather significant number. Though many of the undead had been stricken down in this combat as well as many of the other sea spawn that had been struck down by the lightning breath of the sea dragon that had arrived as well. Even though heavily damaged and a great deal of the undead were lost, the siren that had arrived for the battle had been killed in the midst of it from an enormous arc fire bolt that excuse me, that Tarath had fired from his ion stone. Though scorching his hand had definitely caused the stone itself to crack, though it's still functional, that does not seem ideal to possibly do such a thing again. After dealing with her and also interrupting the ritual that was seemingly being cast by her and many of the other shark followers. Not sure what she was about to cast, but at the same time she seemed to have held some significant level of power as she was trying to beckon some of the people into the ocean beforehand with her siren's call. Which, after the battle, you do take note that you hadn't seen Gregor anywhere, but you have seen his awakened familiar, Mr. Jiggles, who is quite aptly casting electric spells and others of the sorts, as well as enlarge reduce on himself to magnificent size. To which, at this point, now with the bay full of dead fish and various corpses and bones littering the beach, some broken ramparts and armaments, barricades. Now have a moment as Miller insists in carving the dragon that is there to figure out our next course of action, as Mr. Jiggles has reassigned some of the positions of the now rather small and dwindled army of the damned. As he keeps the position on the beachhead as the others kind of watch from afar on the Erebus, Notlif, and Korath ready on the ballistae at any point, as well as Memdosh patrolling up and down the ship itself and making sure nobody snuck by or got on board. Same time, a huge portion of that would be wearing off as you're now taking the time to carve.
Reasonable.
Alrighty. We could loot a plug. So, on the siren, you do find a bit of tattered clothing, well worn and far gone. You can tell at some point that this person was human. Obviously very changed at this point. Among her personal effects, you actually do find a ring of evasion.
Ooh.
So now it would all be getting identified at the same time as you're kind of doing this. As well as a wand of paralysis.
Ooh.
The armor she was wearing was not rather magnificent in itself. It was still rather simple. The elven chain shirt. It has a good portion of coral and other pieces that have grown over it. And as well in the final part, you actually find a dagger of blind sight.
Oh, damn. I kind of want that knife, I'm gonna be honest.
Take it.
Oh god, yeah, that ring is definitely what fucking Iron Strike needs.
What does it do?
It just makes it so that you can succeed on a dexterity saving throw once per, like with one of its 3 charges, which you get 1d3 back at dawn. So basically just lets you succeed. Suck ass at dex saves.
Oh my god.
Sure.
I'm not even sure if I can have it.
Wow, that dagger of blind sight literally solves my entire dark vision issue. I just get 30 feet of fucking blind sight.
And once again, you have blind sight in the game.
It's back, baby.
It's happening.
But aside from that, you also do find very small 30 silver. Seems to be about 13 gold and fairly well crafted silver band. It almost looks like a signet ring that has pieces of coral embedded with it.
Well, I mean, we did look at the other siren's dead body, even if I didn't look at it specifically. Did she wear a similar ring?
She had a similar symbol. It's easy to discern that might be their coven symbol.
Well, I mean, I'll take it, because we might be able to find out more about them. Take it to somebody who would know stuff like that. It gives you legendary dex saves.
Yes. Excellent.
Just what I needed. And now I'm attuned to 2 fucking weapons. Can I attune to more weapons?
Yeah.
Let's find out on attunement this week. Are you addicted to attunements?
Yes. Does anybody want the wands? Well, the wand.
Nah.
Look, I'm already maxed out on attunement. I
I
got rid
guess.
because of that.
What does the wand of paralysis do? I'm trying to debate between that and the ion stone. Or I guess I could just swap it out.
Paralyzes people.
Well, I just want to see how it paralyzes people.
Might be good on Bradamir.
So
Yeah.
To use on Brad?
Definitely seems like a good Bradamir item. If he doesn't have full
If it
attunement.
gets too close.
Yeah, it's a DC 15 save or paralyzed for 1 minute.
Ooh.
That's pretty good. It's basically hold person wand. Why would anybody else want them? I mean, you very clearly are the one that needs it the most.
I'm just saying, in case anyone else feels they need it. Because I
Dex
can
saves.
survive hits like
Yeah,
that.
I'll take the wand.
There you go.
paralysis.
Guess I'll take the ring.
Keep it.
Okay.
It'll go well with your booties.
My thanks.
Is there any magic coming off of their coven ring, or is it just a symbol?
It's just a symbol. It's a signet ring.
Hmm. Okay.
At this point, as you're all busying yourselves with that, Mr. Jiggles looks stoically over the ocean.
He undulates.
He undulates beautifully near the ocean bay.
So, what exactly is our plan now? Is this to at least probably 2 more of the sirens?
As far as we know.
Hmm. Well, I don't know if she'll underestimate us again, considering how many we devastated
Ooh.
with this.
Seriously?
Thanks, Mr. Jiggles, for the beautiful insight.
But I am red.
We should re-prepare our defenses and make sure we're ready for another assault.
Yes, ma'am.
I will get right on that.
Alrighty.
Squashes pride of me.
Oh, you can build even bigger emplacements with your giant ass size.
Oh my god!
You can move the fucking rocks on the beach like form a beachhead.
Yes, sure.
Just huge boulders being placed in the way.
Using my increased carry weight.
Yes. Do it. Then make a stack of things you can throw at them. Like more boulders.
I become the catapult.
We do
Sorry.
like some Monty Python-esque shenanigans and like bend back the palm trees to like fling rocks somehow.
I was gonna say, I'll ritual cast a floating disc as well, so I can help with the. Just have Einstride lift them up onto the disc, and then I'll just carry them over while it go gets another one.
Okay.
Okay, so... Well, what's the plan if she brings 2 of whatever we just fought at once?
I feel like we run.
If there's 2 at once, I fire more lightning.
Okay, good plan, good plan.
Having the ballista focus fire on the larger creatures is the best option.
Hmm.
Hey, Mr. Jiggles, what do you think?
We'll hold this beachhead as the master creates more to resupply the troops.
Sure, sure.
After which, I will proceed into the ocean, leaving a trail of blood to the entrance.
Do we come with you?
If this is what you desire, to end the queen, then you will follow me. If you have
I don't
other-
do so well underwater.
I've been casting breathe water on us every day, and I can.
You can breathe water, but fighting underwater still sucks.
Nah.
Right, but I can at least give us water walk, so we can follow along on the ocean's surface until going underneath is absolutely necessary. At which point I can always control the. I can use control water to lower us down and create an open space for us to fight in.
I guess.
Last fight I forgot to use Booming Blade again. I'm really good. Okay. So, Mr. Jiggles, you don't think the queen will actually come up?
She has a palace below. She has no reason to leave.
Even if she knows we have the trident, she won't leave.
She believes in her own safety. She bides in time, bidding for a bigger army.
Basically, she's a coward.
Precisely.
I mean, to be fair, she is dealing with everything that lives up on. If you live underwater, it's pretty easy to passively sit by. So, the current plan is we're going to go underwater, make it to the queen, create a giant bubble of air around her, stab her to death, and escape before we get surrounded by fish.
Essentially, yes.
I guess it's not awful.
I don't know if you guys noticed, but the majority of the damage done in the last fight was lightning damage. I'd not a fan of swimming in lightning. Not a very good combination.
Mr. Jiggles, do you know how many giant lightning-breathing sea monsters she has? Is there more than one?
Being stuck on land for this long, I am unsure. I did not realize she had such pets.
We could always scope it out a little bit.
I guess, but I mean, that thing could be hiding in a lot of different places.
Hmm.
It was quick, too.
You can always find out, or we can find out, at least then we're a little prepared, rather than diving into the deep and not knowing much.
Yeah, I suppose.
Is anybody up for a swim?
I am really
Not right now.
I would be willing to scout if necessary.
I can go if someone can hide me.
I can make you invisible, but I will not go with you.
Do you have to be in range to keep me invisible?
Oh, you just cast it and hold it.
Since you
It's just concentration.
Okay.
But doesn't it only last like 10 minutes?
Lost an hour.
Oh, okay.
I think it's greater invisibility lasts less time because greater invisibility's busted.
Yeah, it lets you do stuff while invisible.
Telrath, are you still attuned to the ions?
Yeah, I haven't really had a chance to unattune to anything. Wow.
Alright, sweet. Do you want blink or fly?
I mean, I can already fly, so I guess blink.
Fair enough.
He wants extra fly. Double fly.
Always
I could like fly in reverse.
You've got blink now.
What even is blink? I don't think I've ever heard of this.
Basically, when you cast blink, at the end of each of your turns for a minute, not concentration, you roll a d20. If you get an 11 or higher, you disappear into the ethereal plane until the start of your next.
That's pretty nifty, I guess. I mean, that means if you have a high chance of just never.
So
being
basically,
there
yeah, you have a
from that
50-50 chance of just being completely untargetable until your turn comes back around.
That's a pretty good spell.
And you can freely dismiss the blink as an action.
You're like trying to get like an important point across to keep phasing out of existence. I really think that.
Oh yeah, I've joked around doing that a few times, saying really
You
had no
can stop
idea she
doing
could
that
end.
at any point. 3.
You can stop blinking at any point.
You're just messing with Rexiel, aren't you?
No. The first time around was me not realizing I could end it at any point, and after that it was Millie didn't know. It's not concentration, so she didn't realize she could choose to stop it. Just like, it ends by itself, what's the point?
How good do those zombies do underwater?
They are adequate and adept. They are built from the very bones of the Sahagin who attacked my master.
Yeah, I guess with a bunch of those too, they'd be a pretty good distraction.
I'm gonna start resting, so if I can get a long rest before we do anything again.
If I can have a short rest.
Yeah, if I can get a short rest before we do anything again, I can recover the spell slot I used.
I won't be able to. I'll only be able to get my second action set. Which is fine.
Then you get action search back on a short rest.
I do, which is why short rest. Yeah, you get action search back on a short rest, okay, dude?
No, I thought it was just long rest.
Short and long rest.
Fighters are the champions of short rests.
Yeah, short rests are our fucking baller game, boy.
I read short or long rest because long was capitalized. I'm like, oh, it's obviously only a long rest. Fucking hell.
Hey, give them a sandwich, a glass of water, they're good to go.
Oh man, that was a nice 10-minute break. Time to kick ass again.
Kick hash.
Imagine Ian's tried having a picnic as a small rest before he goes back to break someone's fucking neck. Delicious.
What? My hand!
Why are we still here?
If I
Just
cast
to
out of the
suffer.
if I cast out of the Ion Stone, Josh, do I have to do like components or is it just cast?
Just cast.
Okay. 'Cause, yeah, I was thinking like, man, I cannot do verbal and somatic components underwater. That just is
What a shame.
yeah, a shame.
I'd be able to.
As you are all taking your rest, you do actually see what looks like to be another one of the peculiar elves from the ocean, sitting on the rock, kind of surveying the situation and looking at the rest of the group, and seems to be jotting down in a notebook.
Wait, a sea elf? What the fuck?
I'll go over and say hi, you know? Why not?
Who the fuck that?
I'll make sure I have her attention as I approach, just so I don't freak her out.
It's been a while since we've seen one of them.
Hmm.
She actually, as you do approach, she looks over and waves. Is this a new expedition? They claim new lands, so reclaim Nutchester.
And Chester's the city that's like right next to us, right?
Yeah.
Okay. The city wasn't actually lost. We're kind of trying to help them.
Understandable. And you can see she continues to write down in her book.
So, what are you doing?
I was sent here into the debate of whether or not to seek the counsel of the Brine Queen in her domicile, but obviously she has lost grip of her power in this area and is not an adequate candidate to join the council.
Oh, wow, I bet she'll be angry when we should tell her that.
I'm writing down my findings of what I found so I can report back to Faina Queen and make sure that the council is reported to and able, and that the king does not have his time wasted.
It's like nowadays.
Self-proclaimed monarchs are nothing without approval. And as for your army,
Oh, the zombies?
do you lay claim to these, or you hired mercenaries or whoever is perversing the corpses of your enemy?
We don't exactly approve of it. It's kind of a complicated measure. Some other useless, awful person.
The enemy of my enemy kind of situation.
The undead are handled by a third party.
We couldn't hope to deal with the hordes of the queen ourselves, so we required some outside assistance, even if it is a little distasteful.
Judging by the desolation of everything around, as she kind of like shoves one of the bodies away from the rock she's standing on. Starts walking towards you, Tora.
Okay. I'm just gonna keep sitting here.
It is a rather interesting trait to see landwalkers hold their own against such creatures, and she kind of peers over the butchered mass of what was a sea dragon. So if you are attempting to just free Tresta from the grasp of the Brine Queen and having other members of such bizarre methods, as she kind of glances over the army one more time. Where do your allegiances lie, or are you preferably bought?
My allegiances lie with the captain.
I was going to say the highest bidder.
Yeah, I like money as well, honestly. This is kind of like a good deed type of thing. The captain really thinks it's a good idea, so whatever.
So looks over towards the ship. And your ship's name? If we, if the council may seek your services.
The Erebus.
Yeah, that's right.
Magic school
I was gonna say party bus.
It's the magic school bus.
The Airbus.
Duly noted. My name is Femris. I'll be sure to report to the council of what I've witnessed here and the magnitude of the devastation as well. Yeah, I could see a large portion of the Saria sods. A little more of a mixed bag. Kind of looking over the ocean filled with bones and floating barbecued sea spawn that were hit by the breath.
Yeah, it made a mess. See, I was closer. Kind of. I mean, no, actually, I feel like that's a lie.
If I had a V in front of mine, it'd be...
See, I started the right way, which means I was closer. I'll change the rules.
So, might I ask, as she kind of like starts looking over everyone, a little bit confused, but who is your captain, and might I ask a little preemptively, obviously, what is your common going rate for such interests?
Our captain is the child here. Pats Millerin.
Yes, that'd be me.
Just see one large fucking eyebrow raise.
A small child who wasn't always a small child.
I assure you I'm much older than I look. But
She has the capacity.
That's a lie.
Captain. It is fine.
I'm sure that's something your kind would understand.
Yes, but for my human, surprising nonetheless.
Well, for a human to live longer, we resort to more magical means.
Well aware myself. Might I ask, Captain, what is your average rate of hire for your crew and ship?
You know, I don't think we've actually ever organized that kind of thing. Most people just make us offers and then
Yes, I
We
think it
decide
should
if it's
depend
one.
on the job.
So a negotiable price depending on the circumstances then.
pretty much. I mean, if you look at our two guests on the ship, and I point off at Yarsh and Zinra, they organized with us for some passage to another town, and have been on board the ship since we left their home.
I see.
We should...
But one of them we actually rescued cannibals.
She was in a ring.
You can see she,
Oh yeah, that was ages ago. Fuck.
Yeah, it was. Dickhead was still in the party.
she continues to write down more and more.
Yes, it would really depend on what the job is.
We're a good crew. You can rely on us.
We steal everything.
I say with my best grin.
No, you try to, Raxi, and I keep telling you not to.
But I don't get caught except by you, Mom.
Excuse
You've
me?
been caught by others.
He did get that trident.
He was also much smaller when he got the trident.
Look,
Definitely ain't gonna
the bigger,
solid
the
scene.
harder it'll be for you to hide yourself.
I'm still good at stealing.
We'll find bigger and better things to steal, little buddy.
Like from the cloud.
It's a little... I mean, sure, but we'll have to, like, get there first. I can't fly.
I can fly you up there.
Okay.
So she's
I'm just gonna-
listening to all this and writing it down. I'll be sure to report all of this, and mayhap we actually call upon you.
You said you're from Feinaquia, right?
Yes.
Well, that's where we're headed, so we might bump into each other.
I will look forward to it then. Hopefully hearing of some form of greater success. Are you the one who oversees the barracks, sort of saying, of the ship? She looks to you, so... Or Vales, I should say.
No. Sort of just paint. How long has Fanaquia known about this Brine Queen?
A great deal of... needless to say, when she managed to rid the oceans of something that was a bit troublesome.
Did you have any idea what she was doing with this town?
Not many had questioned, but at the same time, she was still a rather insignificant sea witch. Gained quite a significant amount of power afterwards, as well as the Coven. We've kept our eye on her, but hard to say what she does within her residence. But of course, nonetheless, I wish you all the best of luck on your campaign.
Huh.
He's gonna nod and go back to laying down in the sand.
Till another day, Captain. And Misky, as you're so close to her, she kind of gives almost like curious glance at you before walking back into the ocean, past all the corpses.
Bye, have a nice swim. Don't drink the water.
She's fast.
Damn, can I swim that fast?
Yeah, she's a sea elf. She'll probably get some bonkers swimming speed.
As fast as her, unfortunately not. You swim.
That's fine.
You swim.
My 30 feet. My 30 feet will do. I get.
You could swim elegantly around Milliren and everyone else. She could swim elegantly around you.
I walk.
I want to see Einstride walk across the top of the water.
A sinking
So
West style.
If we just make Ironstride big enough, he can just reach down to the castle and pick her up like King Kong.
Oh my god, yes. Can we increase him again?
And then he can roar at her, then crush her.
Yes. So what
So,
now?
Mr. Jiggles, how long until the zombies are ready?
That depends on my master. He was rather exhausted and spared no expense of his arcane talents building the first wave.
So, probably 1 to 2 days. At the very least.
A good likelihood. Though
All right, then.
maintaining an army of that size is rather tiresome.
It would be extremely difficult for the Brine Queen to maintain her grip on her armies. We have removed 2 of her officers now.
Soon we will remove more.
Do you think the other sirens will also try to defend her? Should we try to come up with some kind of counter plan for the song? She's definitely going to do it too. 2 out of the sirens we've met have done it.
Hmm.
And underwater can be a lot more dangerous. Maybe it's like amplified. since they do dwell in the water.
This is an amplified tactic. Hard to ignore.
I mean, surely you know something more about the sirens.
My master was stuck within those caves because he could not risk hearing the song. His curse would compel him. That's why he has not joined us on the beach. He knew the risk.
Reasonable.
I just thought he's really tired out from summoning all these disgusting fishmen.
Could be that too.
Nah, he a little bitch. You know he can't roll well enough.
Hey, you caster, yo, not tank. Mr. Jiggles is tank.
So how do we figure out if we can have some sort of defense against the song?
Your friend's skills seemed adequate. He kinda undulates towards Vladimir and his lute.
I can help to an extent.
Can you play a lute underwater?
Sure, God.
I can literally block it, but it costs one spell slot per person. That would literally be every single one of my spell slots.
That's a pretty high price to pay.
Perhaps choose wisely on which you wish to be immune.
For 10 minutes of protection.
See, that's even more dangerous. We have to find her immediately after finishing that. Now, on top of that, it would be impractical to cast underwater. We pretty much have to be right above her castle, above everybody, and then drop on top of her and get in there. Since, you can't cast underwater.
It's touch. I can cast.
No, like, what are its components? Is it just touch?
Holy water. But I don't know if we actually can use components.
No, I mean, like,
Require
verbal and somatic.
symbol.
Components, VS, and touch.
Yeah, verbal, somatic, and material, meaning you need to talk with your hands and have material.
If you cast Tiny Hut underwater, does that like expel the space of water, or you just make a safe little balloon of water, basically?
I think it would expel the space.
Yeah, well, I believe it would expel the water out of it.
It does say
Environment
you
livable
live comfortable and dry.
I mean, if it works, it's an option.
Takes a minute to cast.
Can you hold your breath for 1 minute?
Hell no.
I mean, you don't have to worry about breathing.
Oh, just think about. Well, I mean, with water breathing, you'd still. Well, yeah, actually, to be fair, yeah, he could. So basically, you start casting it, then you begin channeling the ritual, then you descend downwards, and as we hit the roof of the castle, you finish casting it.
What if instead you put the tiny hut in the iode stone?
Huh.
Would that cast it immediately?
That is a fair point.
Someone's got their thinking cap on.
Yeah. Did Ironstride screw on his +6 int cap?
Couldn't you cast it or where, float on top of the water level? And
We
then
can
it'll
test
just
it out
sink
now.
down?
Multiple
Like
days,
a
so if you
little
want to test it out.
submarine?
The bubble is static, it doesn't move.
If you want to test it out now, I mean, we could just test it, because, we're on the beach for several days. Because I honestly don't know if the Ion Stone actually cast it.
So you're going to test it out?
I guess.
Let's go, buddy. Let's get in the water.
Okay.
Come up out the water.
And so I'll actually go out in there with him so that if he needs the help, I can drag his ass up to the surface.
Or just seeing with the ion stone, or you just seeing if you can channel it underwater?
Well,
I mean,
it is VSM, so probably not.
So
you don't want to make sure it has the effect we want first.
Okay, you want me to cast Tiny Hut in the Ion Stone?
Sure.
Will I do that?
Too bad the captain just put a 3rd level spell in there, so guess yeah, you know, tell it to leave and then
Expelled.
Okay. The stone now has Tiny Hut in it, I guess.
Alrighty.
I'll go jump in the corpse-filled water and sink a little bit.
You do. You get a few bumps here and there from floating corpses as they drift up and down the water. It smells horrible.
Oh, I can smell underwater.
Yeah.
That's depressing.
Corpse water, man. It's filling your nostrils. Your beak.
Yeah, I know,
your
but
nostrils.
My nostril beak. And once I'm like mostly submerged by the water, I'm gonna try to cast Tiny Hut out of the stone.
You cast the tiny hut and displaces the water. The bodies are there, but the water's displaced.
Oh.
Sure.
Oh, that's awful.
Yeah.
Just kind of see this stack up of just suddenly just kind of filters in and like starts heading up to your waist as they kind of like get siphoned towards the middle when the water just gets
Okay,
dispersed out.
getting out, getting out.
But now you have a tiny hut. Granted, there's fish people kind of stacked in it, but you know.
It's just full of dead fish people.
A little bit.
Drowning in dead bodies.
You're not drowning in water this time, but you're drowning in corpses.
Okay, so the tiny hut plan works.
So long as you don't have an ocean of corpses.
Yeah.
And as long as you stay in that bubble.
At the same time, you do see quite a few seagulls flying around.
Cop.
No, they're not my people. I can't talk to them.
Telrath, could you tell them to leave?
Alright, you know what? I'll try just to prove I can't. Get up on a rock and I'll shout an Aarakocra at them. Fuck off!
Rolling and intimidating.
Oh, I'm so skilled in this.
At least a good notable portion of seagulls start flying away and going to the other end of the beach to pick at other corpses.
Wait, that worked?
Expect one to land on your shoulder. It would be beautiful and majestic.
I
That'll
imagine
become
Misky
my
climbing up on my shoulder.
Hmm?
I imagine Misky climbing up onto my shoulder.
Oh god, I'm gonna perch on Einstrad's shoulder.
Enjoying the view of the ocean.
Yes! Buddy, we're gonna have so many deep sea adventures.
The haunted eye
Einstrad.
at the bottom of the sea.
Hey, you in there?
I am here.
Glorious.
Well, that also means that we can put control water in there as well, right?
Mm-hmm.
We couldn't put both, but like, you know, so we could have more than one use of it. What does control water require to cast?
Through the staff, I'm assuming very little.
Oh, never mind. It's a 4th level spell. It can't fit in the rock.
Can't stop the rock.
So I guess we're gonna stick with tiny hut as our emergency. We need an evac room. Or I mean, even better though is that like if the castle only has one entrance that water can flow in, like drain the room with control water, then we could tiny hut doorway to prevent the water from coming back. Until you know she just cast the spell magic. Excuse me, sir. It's time.
Are we still going to send out scouts?
What kind of scouts? I mean, the guy back at the bar offered to look for the castle, but other than that, what
he
other
knew
scout
where
could
it
we send?
was, and he was offering to drop us off above it.
That's very nice, and we should probably take him up on that.
Don't we want to know what we're getting into?
I feel like
Before we
if I
get there?
jump from the top of the water, like the top of the ocean, to land on the bottom of the ocean, I feel like I'd take fucking fall damage.
Yeah. Well, I mean, it's
Just like-
sand. You like kind of buckle in a little.
We need to add a diving board to the ship, right? Iron Strike.
He'd flip the ship.
I just get on the anchor.
I feel like Miley Cyrus just smashed through the wall on the anchor. Came in like a wreck.
As you
Wait.
Hmm?
I was just gonna say he could use his feather token and like just slowly sink to the bottom of the ocean.
True.
What? You don't want to come in like a fucking torpedo?
I mean, I totally would, but dying in the process doesn't help.
And
Nah.
somebody down there is all like, stand by for Titanfall. As Iron Strike jumps from orbit to the bottom of the ocean.
Titanfall deployed.
So, as you are all looking out over the ocean, just kind of keeping guard, you do see there are a few other skeletons that start to approach and come down from the Netchester Castle. It's not many. You can tell that Gregor definitely did see the battle, but he doesn't have too much else to really work with.
There's all the dead bodies down here, but I guess it doesn't really want to come get them right now. Probably waiting for us to leave.
So you wait the rest of the day here, kind of keeping an eye out.
I'm gonna suggest to Mr. Jiggles, what if some of his units were to bring back the corpses for him?
This is an excellent idea. He'll actually have the whole right side start walking out and collecting all of the few big ones as well as as many as the little ones as they can, and start siphoning
You know what?
the corpses up there.
I would request to assist by bringing one of the larger ones, or attempting to drag the sea dragon back to him. What's left of it.
I don't know if he can reanimate some, like, some meat.
There's the entire skeleton of the sea dragon still.
Oh, okay, if the skeleton's intact. Didn't somebody want the skull, though? So you
They can
remember
have
the
it
skull
later.
being
Yeah, I
processed?
specifically remember someone requesting the
I
skull.
think it was a Korath, you know?
Yeah,
the one
Korath
that
wanted the
landed the
backpack.
killing blow.
That's right.
Dragon skull backpack.
Plus 2 greater dragon skulls back.
I'm sure we can retrieve the skull later.
What a...
Our best strategy is to use her own troops against her. What greater than to use her greatest assets against her?
So you saying it out loud makes it a lot worse, honestly.
Why
Most
is
of
that?
his assets were sent to go attempt to bring her back. I'm
They were
sure
still
he's
living.
dead by now, but god damn it.
Shut up.
Alright.
Should he be incapable of reanimating the giant corpse, I can just bring it back.
My master
I guess
has
it might-
worked with a great deal before.
Right back in time.
I guess I should go. Do you want to ask him while you're there? How long do you think it's going to take?
I shall ask while I am there.
Alright, good man.
Drag the sea dragon's corpse, or what's left of it, up there.
Yeah.
At this point, you can see all of Gregor's eye stalks turn. And he turns to face it. Almost seems ecstatic as he kind of comes slithering on over. Majestic.
I believe that this would make an excellent asset towards your army.
This will be a crowning jewel. It'll take time, much of my energy.
Currently we have much time, but I will continue to defend the beachfront for as long as you need.
As soon as it awakens, I will send it.
I will be looking forward to the new ally.
This, you can see, points over for some of the other skeletons after they dump the other corpses, along with a large marrow and a few crustaceans. Starts carving out a couple of symbols in the ground and goes over to pick up one of his mortar and pestles and start mixing various ingredients and start prepping the ground.
One of my other companions requested me to ask how much time would it take you to do this.
If I focus on this one specifically, I can have it ready in 5 days.
I will inform my companions that we will need to entrench the beach for a long haul.
Then I will waste no time. Fodder is fodder, but this will be the spearhead that breaks their defenses.
I am sure when the Brine Queen sent one of her excellent creatures to attack us, it was her worst choice.
You are a very astute creation.
This is much my business.
Do you remember your creation number.
I believe it was 3 years ago, roughly. But I cannot be certain.
Do you remember the war between giants and the human elf alliance?
I have some recollection. Many of my memories have faded or corrupted. I am not entirely certain anymore.
Truly one of the oldest pieces I have seen in a long time.
My fabrication was most recent, however. I am not that well aged.
Your memory may be new, but a unit like yourself has been crafted easily over 600 years ago.
I do not believe that possible.
Maybe next time you get a chance when the captain isn't demanding your patrols to take a temporary shutdown to explore your memories.
Perhaps I will need to think on this. The Brine Queen has made me see things that I do not believe to be fabrications of my own memory. However, they feel real.
They could be very well long forgotten pieces. Much like a human's. Your kind was created in the same fashion. Maybe your mind forgets after long times, as we do. You should reflect. Go. I don't have time much more to waste.
I shall consider your advice. I shall go and maintain the beachhead now.
And one last parting word. Remember your lands of Lelanor.
My lands.
With that, Archred, you recognize this name. Part of this reminds you that the name of that is your home. Your real home. Part of you realizes that Virik wasn't your first captain or commander.
I have heard that name before.
Maybe you should look for the relics of Lelanor's war within.
I will need to request time from the captain to look into this.
Good luck in your journeys. I will hope you survive.
Many things have tried to stop me. Nothing has killed me yet.
Good. Good.
I will return if anything else is needed.
This is all I require. As he starts tracing this weird mixture onto some of the bones of this sea dragon.
I turn and leave in holy shit.
I think we were gonna shiv that guy. We still might.
Nap time?
Nap time.
Nap time. Gets back to ship. Takes time off.
Yeah, Valis has been napping this whole time since he's basically dead.
Unsure
Captain,
comes back. Sick
I would
without
like to
pay.
cash in my accrued sick leave.
Yeah, that'll be 3 minutes.
Thought you were
Economy.
paid in days? No, these are precious seconds.
Ah,
Days a second. Oh.
Alrighty. So, Miller in your tower studying and so forth. Everyone's relaxing as far as I know. Mr. Jiggles continues to patrol the beach as the undead continue to filter bodies up towards Nutchester. Slowly the beach is cleansed of corpses and just left with shattered bone dust and bone meal. Cleanse them. For the next few days, about 3 days will pass. If anyone wishes to do anything in those allotted time.
Take a trip to Dreamland.
So,
Wait, how?
Yeah, let's dig around in your memory, huh?
So, Ironstride, as you usually have not done this too much, you've just done the temporary shutdown to recharge yourself and to heal. You finally take a moment to fully shut down for a long period of time, especially with the mention of Leonor and other pieces, especially with the flashbacks you were having in the forest. You start to see what appears to be where you first woke up with the captain. Back in what seems to be almost that of a small bunker. You're looking around, you can see your container is still freshly opened, hasn't really been moved. It's in the upright position, up against the wall where you originally woke, but at this point, it's not decrepit like when Varric woke you up. Everything's clean and fresh. You can see supplies everywhere, various medical supplies. Different pieces here and there. Other areas where there's been fresh blood spilled and clearly a good amount of medical work and it's been done, and other clerical magics that have been helping people be healed or those who are sick and be tended to. The few others with traumatic injuries that you've seen on occasion, broken arm or leg, before they can get back to their home and away from the war's front lines where they're not going to be of too much use left over. You do hear the thunder and the clash. As you go to walk outside, and you can see the lands themselves slowly split. Do you remember seeing this? First time the lands started breaking and sundering. It's almost like a fresh vision and memory coming back to you after so very long. You actually see when the elemental air started to split from its plane into this land that you remember as Leonard. Before it started being called Lostrana. Before all the islands were in the sky and the cloud giants started taking over with their main citadel, fighting back the humans and elves before many of the elves had fled to the oceans back from where they were. And the humans were trying to just make settlements where they could without being enslaved, much like the other hill giants and fire giants that were there. It was almost a war of attrition as far as you remember. You have another brief moment of where you're running out into the field carrying vast amounts of healing kits and supplies to all the other medics and surgeons and doctors. You start to see some of the clerics and paladins all calling out for you. At a point, as you're doing this, you actually see for a brief moment that you're helping mend a soldier perfectly accurate. Able to stitch them up, clean out a wound, pull out whatever's there and cover it over and apply the proper medicinal herbs before fixing them up and start carrying them back. Last thing you see is what looks to be a man, not too old, probably in his 20s, brown hair and a scar over his face. His leg was broken, and you start running back with him after giving a tourniquet to it. You know he'd bleed out if he didn't get back in time. Before you see a brief flash of where suddenly a surprise attack came from the other flank. Cloud Giant strikes you right in the chest. You feel like a piece of your memory starts to fail before other paladins and clerics come over to heal you. And then a brief moment of darkness, and you remember seeing the door getting closed on your container one more time before the barracks started to snuff out again. You remember seeing Cloud Giant and those paladins last. And then all the other knowledge that you had of your medical capabilities seemed to have faded because of the strike that you received.
I was not designed for destruction.
As you say that, you finally start waking back up as everyone else is resting. The ship's still a little quiet. You can hear the shuffling and shifting around. Memdosh and Akorath laugh as they are up late as usual. Just the waves crashing in the distance as the rolling thunder continues from the clouds. Finally have a piece of your memory back.
Such a long time ago. What am I then? Why did they save me? but there are still people left. Maybe the Cloud Giants didn't win. I'll need to find where I was awakened and get more answers.
At this point, the day starts to come to a close, finishes up. Continue to keep watch and great vigilance over the ocean as you see the rolling storm that's being manipulated, keeping the lands dark. On occasion, you see the one or two fishermen, a braver soul, who comes to peek over the ledges, look down and see the battlefield that's been building and the various undead that seem to be marching up and down from the hills back to the beach.
Yeah, the fishermen are just like, excuse me, the fuck?
And of course, Mr. Jiggles has never left the beachfront. He sits up there. Doesn't move. Just slowly drifting in the air. Ever cautious. You feel almost the immense amount of tension builds in the air over the next few days. Yeah.
Wow.
You see the ocean itself seems to turn a touch more violent and kind of washes over the beach a little bit and starts flooding the edges of the coast a bit. Especially for those of you who do watch Iron Stride, you can definitely see that. Seems to have a strange sense of deep thought about him for a change, instead of the usual monotone of just back and forth.
He's taking uneven steps. Something's wrong.
I don't think Millie would even notice. She's just sitting in her room. Shh. Shh. Shh.
I guess I'll go down and say hi to Ironstride. I mean, he seems pretty busy.
Should I roll anything, by the way?
For the next 3 days, go ahead and give me through. What are you working on? You're still sharpening things, right?
Yeah, I'm cutting down and making a dragonbone blade great axe.
We use every part of the great dragons.
Mm-hmm.
I can do the handle and everything later. The important part is the actual blade of it, so I'm working on that.
So go ahead and roll me Smith tools with intellect.
With how many times?
3. Oh, fuck.
That's just the D4.
Yep. Your deceptive rolls But yes, you actually make
No.
very good
Would
progress
you
on the
like
first step.
inspiration?
You can definitely get it. Melee raid.
Working on it. Cool. Didn't add the D4. Why didn't it add the D4?
Not very
Oh,
sure.
I didn't put 1D4 on it. I understand now. There. On the 21, and then the last one. Intelligence. There we go. I adjusted how it adds the D4. So it stopped putting greens whenever the 4.
So you are actually making rather excellent progress as you're shaping the blade and combining a few other pieces to try and get it to stay together and keep edge properly while also staying strong. You can tell it's going to take quite a bit of work, but it is definitely something within your grasp. It's just going to take quite a few more days. Tell Rutty how you said you were going to go see what.
I was gonna go bother him a little bit.
Huh?
Probably get my arm crushed, but
Get rid of these birds.
I hate birds.
Tell your cousins to fuck off.
Iron Strider, are you okay? It's weird to be asking that. I mean, you're like entirely metal, but you seem off.
I may be metal, but I am still sentient.
I noticed as much, just, you don't really seem to have any other needs. It's just odd.
Some troubling things have arisen, but I believe I can take care of them. Maybe.
Are you having second thoughts about zombies?
Zombies are not a problem.
Oh. You don't have... I guess whatever. It's just... What else could you have to be concerned about? I mean...
The strange man creating the zombies.
Well,
My
yeah,
history is quite ancient, apparently.
You look pretty new. Got a lot of cuts on here, but... you don't look like you're that old.
I was preserved quite well. I am apparently over 600.
Wow!
Do you recall of the war?
I wasn't alive 600 years ago.
Then that would explain that. Why no one understands when I talk about it.
Yeah, that would definitely do it. Do you want to talk about it, or just dealing with it in your own way?
Do you normally frequent the skies of Lostrana yourself?
Ever since I got fired from my last position, a voluntary leave I call it, I was kind of just wandering the skies till I bumped into folks. It's kind of refreshing to have something to do.
Then you would have very little knowledge on the history, would you?
I must admit I don't know very much now.
I am unsure whether or not they won. Or did we win? All this time I believed I had fought and won the war with my people. My people? Are there any more of me? More questions.
I'm certain it's recorded somewhere. Sounds like a big conflict. Maybe when we get to that elf city, you can go look at a library.
Perhaps. I will request the captain that I may be able to look into this.
It seems like you need it. It's refreshing as usual. I'm gonna go buy some poison.
Sounds like a plan. I will continue to defend the beachfront.
Yeah. To the poison store. I don't think they have poison anymore.
So, you fly over towards Nutchester's general store.
Yeah.
The person kind of gives you a look like, I got some old bottles of serpent venom, but I don't know how potent it is still.
Does it kill fish?
Fish poison.
Usually for getting sharks to stop trying to bite when we're fishing them, but
That sounds pretty good.
seems your speed, then. Kind of looks you up and down, like. Whatever you're catching out there.
Yes, whatever we're catching out there. How much for the bottles?
Generally, this stuff's not too crazy potent, so it's usually 100 gold a bottle. It's just difficult to get.
Yeah, sure. Platinum is 10 gold, right?
Yeah. So you just need 10.
And I'll per bottle. I mean, yeah, I guess I'll just take. I'll take out 10 plat and put it on the counter.
No, he'd take out a bottle of serpent venom and hand it over to you. But it's a good use out there.
Yeah, hopefully it'll kill some game. Be seeing you.
Good luck with whatever you're doing.
I just like to think he's making gentle innuendos to pop back that everybody in the town is like, why the fuck are they hanging out with a bunch of undead at the beach?
Pretty much. Now you're buying poison. It's just like, what the fuck?
You think very clearly we're not attacking them because, you know, it's set up pointed away from them. I just think it's great. Do you do poison? What sort?
What's your poison? So,
7.
so you get back and everything seems quiet for the time. You can see a rather eerie glow coming from the Nutchester Castle as you fly over.
I'm not getting close to that freaky asshole by myself. I'm spooked out of 10.
But At the same time, as you're crafting this whole time, Miller, and you can see Rexiel, even though he's bigger, seems to continue going through the same motions like when he was younger. He seems to be trying to copy our movements to see how to make things.
I mean, honestly, for what I'm currently doing, I'm pretty sure 90% of it is measuring the bone and then getting a fucking whetstone and slowly grinding it away.
Yeah, he's literally copying that still.
Does he just like sharpen things with his claws?
For that, yeah.
Rexiel, come here.
You want the dragon to sharpen the dragon bone?
I feel like this is like illegal slave labor.
Take your claw. You're going to help me with this. Much easier than using a rock.
Yes. What do I do? What do I do?
Look what I'm doing. I get the stone in and just start grinding away to form this great axe blade. Just like this. Keep it going. We'll work together. That should speed things up.
Just see like the biggest, happiest smile and glowing eyes on his face. Just like when I make the glowstone.
Yeah, sure, exactly. You know what? Make a little tiny servant to hold it in place for us so we work on each side. I really should get Notlift to make me some clam. And I'll turn the clams into tiny servants. Give me clams!
And then we work on everything faster.
Exactly. You're a good assistant.
Yes. What's an assistant?
Means you helped me.
I always help Mom. I always get all the beautiful things. All the shiny pieces.
Exactly. Make a true craftsman of you. If you get good enough, you might even be able to sell things you make, and you'll be able to earn yourself shiny.
Bigger heart.
Exactly.
All the best things. And he keeps doing the same motions that you're doing. So, Iron Stride, you go over to the Dragon Tower, ladies, and you can see them just kind of looking out over the ocean, just kind of quietly discussing things in Draconic. Anything in particular you want to ask them?
So, I had accidentally had myself muted. Well, whoops. Whoopsie doodle. I walked up and I said, "Excuse me, I am not."
You're not interrupting anything.
You both said that you were fairly well aged. Yes.
Yes, we've seen quite a dramatic change in the lands around us over the years.
So, would you know of Lil Nano?
The lands that were splintered to the skies.
Yes.
Well, it was definitely long ago by most of other standards. I would imagine that maybe some of the Tritons and the Sea Elves would know as well. But we did see a good portion.
I was there when the Earth split. I wish to know more. What became of the people?
as far as we know, especially from where we were in one race, the war itself is rather a difficult one, but even though both sides seem to have their own sort of victory, the Cloud Giants had the skies to themselves for a while with the fortress that they had built. Rather, well, an intimidating one. It did serve the purpose of, well, slowing the culling in the waves that came through the portals. As for the elves and the humans, well, a great deal traveled to the other elven cities below the oceans, and then what humans had survived and taken up residence. Obviously, some didn't really keep the education about themselves. Others had excelled and managed to harness the magics of the elemental plane that came spilling in from when the Cloud Giants had finished the fortress.
So did the giants win?
In honesty, I don't believe so. Even though they were here with the fortress for a great deal, it seemed to be the only real foothold they had left. Many of them had traveled further westbound, abandoning the area, and many other pieces. The only things that really had remained were a few storm giants that were at peace with the underwater cities and sought no ilk between each other.
I have one more question. Have you seen any others of my kind?
Well, a few, but it's still a rarity. There was quite a few of your kind. All, well, various shapes, sizes, some not as articulate, others that were, well, savage and dangerous, and others that were immediately destroyed after the war because they served no other purpose except to, well, kill everything that came near, and those who failed to receive orders before their owner died, it became a permanent danger and were destroyed.
I see.
Might be other remnants out there, but only a few have seemingly had the grasp that you do.
I suppose it would be difficult after such a long time.
Yes, your design is different, like than the other ones we've seen. You're not the killing machines that are used against the giants, nor the hulking colossuses that were helping fighting the giants. And design is not being rude, but a lot smaller, more personal.
I was originally designed to help the wounded, but I forgot how to do all of that.
Well, the fact that you're still here, I guess, means that they still treasured you either way.
I am not sure why they spared me. Maybe I will find out one day.
I hope you do.
Thank you for your time. I will go back to defending the beach.
Make sure to watch your back.
appreciated.
As the third day rolls around, the clouds hang rather heavy and the tide seems bizarrely high. At this point, Misky, Millerin,
Mhm.
you both feel a great deal of unease. Misky, you feel something is close in the water. And Millerin, you can hear Leviathans now almost screaming, even though in whispers, to try and get your attention.
There's something in the water. Nope.
Telling me there's no escape?
So you do hear the whispers. It's almost like he's trying to make you heed a warning. It's as if even Leviathan is rather scared and worried in this situation.
Alright. Something going on out here.
I'm perch atop this rock, see what I can see.
Bring Raxiel down. And I climb on his back.
What are we doing, Mom? Where are we going?
Just up. Going to get a good look at the battle this time.
Right. Neely takes flight, and his wings are actually so strong and powerful now it almost throws you off for a minute. As you get a good sight of the waters, you can hear the song echoing over the valley.
Ah, mother.
But it's not calling. At the same time, you could hear the whispers coming from Leviathan getting louder. Misky, you feel this rock just hit your stomach. Just like a dreadnought and a fear.
I don't want to go in the water.
Millerin, from up on your view, you can see the water is shifting unnaturally. It starts building and building and building. It starts rising up. You see the water that was built up on the beach itself actually slowly being sucked away. And suddenly you see this massive wave building up and it looks like it's about to start approaching.
Uh-oh.
As you see it slowly start come crashing towards the beach.
As it's like coming back towards me, I want to prepare, and then it's got like 300 meter range. Cast Control Water.
So, as you cast that, I want everyone to place themselves where they'll be at on this beach.
I regret.
What time of day is it?
Right now it's been day.
Don't even want to be on the beach.
So you don't have to be. You can be back there.
I was gonna say, I'm probably sitting on the ship, like my feet over the side, just looking at the waves.
Let's face it.
Mr. Jiggles.
I'm on the rock trying to figure out what I can feel out there.
If I didn't notice any of this coming, I'd still be on the ship.
Alrighty.
Oh, Misky, you dumb.
As you cast this Marin, you feel almost a shriek of pain and fear coming from the Leviathan.
Oh heck.
As suddenly, as you see the wave itself starts shifting, but then you see what looks to be eyes as you now see this figure hulk from the wave.
Excuse me, what the fuck?
It's a water elemental.
And see others shifting alongside it.
Alright, who's got fireballs?
Roll initiative.
Can't stab water.
Freeze it.
Yes, yeah, I do have Ice Blade, yeah. It's a valid. Dude, I like how spooky that animated wave is, though.
It's
It
really
definitely
cool.
looks like he means business. Did you manage to get that as a vector, or did you like have to cut it out yourself? Because that's a very good cutout.
That is actually wonderfully provided by D&D Beyond.
Thanks, D&D Beyond.
Shout out.
Sponsor me.
Sell out!
Damn right. Give me money.
I like the way he looks like he's got little arms and
He's real staunch looking.
Yes.
his kind of buff look.
He looks like he just slapped your girl's ass in the club, and he's trying to see what you're gonna do.
Fucking you wonder? You what? You what?
Like,
Like the other two little elementals look like they just dropped their beer on the ground and they're really sad about it.
oh my god.
Oh my god!
Oh, they do, eh? I didn't realize they had faces.
Oh, why does it go first?
Oh boy.
Cry.
Oh, I didn't even see the big one. 'Cause it's like,
You didn't see this?
Doesn't have
It's right here. Can
square
you see it now? Can you see it now? Look, here's its eyes.
you said two little ones.
I really
but
want this
wait,
to be
I
its
only see
schnoz. Can this be its nose?
The giant fucking tidal of doom. Alrighty.
Somebody needs to freeze it and say ice to see you. Just putting it out there.
I mean, I have the perfect tool for such a thing, so.
Yes! I'm happy.
So, as it
Sorry.
God. So, as you see the tidal wave itself, kind of Mr. Chicos will be 19.
Damn.
But as it gives a wave of its hand, you actually see the pools of water nearby shift up. And this one get actually close to the ship itself. The other two rising up behind Ironstrap, Mr. Jiggles, and then near the rest of the undead. As they are all poised and ready. Mr. Jiggles.
Somebody can.
He's gonna just immediately turn and do a lightning bolt at this boy. Very heavy. 33 damage. Garcia.
Alright. Is that one like just below me?
It is. It's actually heading towards the ship.
Okay. Isn't the ship also in the air?
Yeah, we didn't land it.
It's just hovering up there.
These water elementals can fly. I never actually thought of that.
Huh.
I don't know if it's a water elemental or not. It's gonna be like a vape elemental or...
A vaping elemental.
I'm gonna have Raxiel just bring me a bit.
Alrighty.
Oh, that's...
And we'll descend a little bit. 30 feet up. I think it's the feet. Yeah, so we can just drop it. Poison powder on the ones. DC 16 con save as long as they're affected by poison.
For that, unfortunately, they're immune.
If okay, I don't even know if it's actually poison. It's called poison powder, but it has an effect that is not. They are poisoned. So
They're immune to the poison.
alright. It's his turn.
Iron Stride. You suddenly see elementals.
How dare. It's punching time. Also, bonus action, put shield. It's floating around me. It's defending me. Fist!
Definitely hits.
Yes.
That will fall short. So as you go to punch, the wave just bends back enough to ripple around your fist and not get struck by it.
That is okay. I will also now move around here.
Risky.
Miski.
I heard, sorry, staring at all the things on the board, just thinking that's super big and green and there's a people inside it. Like, there's a people inside it. Okay. Oh no. No. Huh?
I'll definitely strike it.
I'm assuming I need the second one hit.
Both will hit.
Oh, nice. Walking, take it. Take it all.
Come over and just immediately start chopping at this water, and you could actually see pieces of it being diminished as it's trying to maintain its form and manipulate around you.
This is really strange. That'll be my turn.
This.
I don't know how I feel about it.
I'm going to scorching rain on the closest one to this boy.
His body is looking menacingly.
I assume a 24. Yeah, send all three to this one. And will I take damage from jumping off the ship?
You know you have to roll an attack roll for each one, right? You know you don't just get to roll one attack roll, then just 3 damage rolls.
You do.
Wow.
Just give it. Go ahead and give me 2 more.
Sad, man.
Yep.
Rip.
So the first one hit, but the other two, he pivots around us. You can see that part of the element turns into mist.
Okay. So will I take jet damage if I jump off the ship?
Do you have one of those featherfall tokens?
I have actual feather fall.
So if you jump off, you immediately reaction featherfall.
Bonus action.
It's a reaction.
I mean, I can slowly climb down, but I don't know if I take up more move.
Take a rope down.
I can also cast featherfall on you, and I don't really use my spell slots, so just let me.
I'll just use my movement to like slowly climb down to the bottom.
It's pretty far down. I mean, I think jumping would be easier and wake.
Can do.
Can move next turn. I mean, and you guys can't feather fall me until your turn, and it's a sort of a waste of a turn.
Well,
It's a
no,
reaction.
like they said, it's a reaction. You can literally jump off and just featherfall use a reaction.
Oh, well, then I'll do that. And how much of my moon would I use jumping off? Just one square.
Climbing on down, especially from the ship itself, would only be about 15 feet.
Okay. Up there. And that's my turn.
Radimir.
Wait, did I cast feather fall?
I mean, if anybody did, I did, because I don't use my spell slots. Don't worry about it.
Sure. I will give inspiration to Valis and then viciously mock it. Ah, you look like you're made of piss water.
Which you see a water elemental cry.
Wow.
Got him.
It's not that ugly.
My grandpa was a piss element.
I mean, it could be worse.
Millerin.
Alright. You know what? Still very little I can do, and I don't. Considering everything's currently lined up, we might as well just shoot a chain lightning at it this round. I'm gonna shoot a chain lightning at the big one, and it's gonna bounce to the two little ones next to it. I don't remember what Leviathan's DC is.
16.
Okay. That's a dex save. There's your lightning damage.
Strikes true into the behemoth of the wave. As it kind of just looks down as you see the steam rising off of it and then just peers at you with anger.
Come on then, plenty more where that's from.
The other two recoil in pain as they start to try and move away from it. Tara.
Bird turn. Let's see some. How high is this one off the ground?
That one, he's still on the ground currently. He's just moving up towards the ship.
Oh, okay. Well, then Valus can intercept and I'll come back with a flank attack after he's in position. Probably try to kill the things that are up here. So we can collapse. I will jump off the ship and fly on over to the one that Misky is fighting.
Alrighty.
Montage.
Let me check the distance, see if I need to dash. Well, since I probably need to go down too, I definitely dash. So, then I will stab him in the back with Frostbite Booming Blade.
Ooh. Ooh.
Give him a shiv.
Oh, that's a bad shiv.
Oh, that's bad. How the fuck to do that?
As you come down and sweep, you kind of just see it like split part of its body wide open and then shift around the blade.
Well, I guess that's my turn. I don't know where to stab it.
Ready.
In the water.
The water waves. Just see it fucking zoom straight through the ocean itself, straight up onto the shore. Which is just going to immediately do well as you see the water whip around as it crashes through the barricade. Crushing this entire half of the regiment.
Are not effigies.
This one's going to do the same as it starts ripping up through the water and up onto the shore.
They're targeting the undead because it's probably just like, get rid of those fucking undead.
Really sick of them.
Yeah, it just starts ripping through them.
Oi.
Memdash and all the others on board. They take aim at some of the water elementals. One's gonna fire at the one in front of Valus, and the other one's gonna fire at the right side armament. So the left side of the map. Which both will hit. That's a hefty 44 rips part of the elemental open, but you can see there's still a great deal of life left in this creature. The other one that rips through the front, especially further out, avoids a good portion of the ballista, but still gets hit pretty hard. Blow dry. See him shifting as the waves ripple and move as he starts storming up, as you can see the tides building like a tsunami coming right at you. We're getting right up on the shore.
Oh fuck.
At the same time, as he does approach, while he's approaching, you can see the storm gets more savage. And Miliran, you can see this, you can see the coursing energy pulse from this creature as it casts Storm of Vengeance over the entire field.
Excuse me?
Castle.
The big boy, he's doing a big boy attack.
Everyone,
Oh.
everyone, roll me a Constitution saving throw.
Oh.
Ah!
You get a +2 to saving throws, by the way.
Thanks. I'm still gonna fail though.
+2.
Oof.
Yeah,
I
+2.
doubt I succeeded.
Well, 6.
Do we all get a +2, or is it only him?
Just me, because I'm
Close to me and me. So
And
I will
me.
70. Still don't know how to add it.
Alrighty. So,
Shit.
in this cacophonous power, and terrifyingly enough, you all failed. As you all become deafened for 5 minutes. As this
Even
huge-
the 18 is a fail. Jesus Christ.
As this humongous crack of lightning strikes down into the field, and you just hear this.
Ugh.
Everyone who did fail and takes a small 6 constitution damage, 6 thunder damage, as you literally feel like your ears just burst.
So I can't inspire people anymore.
Everyone
Fucking death.
is deafened. Anything
Breathe.
vocal to your spells are now impossible.
Rip spellcasters.
Guess I'll sit in the
Yep.
ship then.
Enjoy, buddy.
Mr. Jiggles.
Sail away, sail away, sail away.
It's pretty well and fucked.
Hey, did you put what's it called? Lumen's tiny hut back in the stone.
Yeah, that has a tiny hut in it.
Okay. I like the way you phrased that.
He manages to do 4 damage to the elemental. And upon doing so, and especially since he's next to go hide, the wave is going to take its legendary action.
Bye, Mr. Jiggles.
Don't kill Mr. Jiggles.
Well, let's see. Actually, in that map, it won't because it'll hold that. So, actually,
Well, it's a good thing I can communicate with Raxiel telepathically. How tall is this? Is that its actual height?
So that, yep,
Okay.
50 feet high.
In that case, we 70 feet high. And then get up above him. I'm just gonna go here. So we're above him. And feels charred. See if that works.
We'll make the DC.
Shame. Alright, we're gonna go all the way to 90 feet.
Okay. Get to that safety range. Alright, so,
For me realizing Raxiel has flyby, so we actually don't have to worry about opportunity attack.
Iron Strike. The big boy has arrived. And you can't hear.
Iron Stride is deaf. This is a strange experience. Iron Strudel is going to smack this bitch just to try and get it out of the way.
Alright.
Oh! He does it!
Definitely do it. Holy shit. Just crush into the back of this water elemental. Didn't even realize how devastating your fists could be. It just dismissed you until suddenly just half its body gets blown away.
Stop ignoring me. Hang on a second, let me just come in here and allow me to just, I'm gonna... Yeah, that'll hit him. Yo, can I expend all 3 of my Thunder Waves in one attack?
Yes, you can.
I'm gonna do it!
I'm a curse.
I was gonna direct a massive Thunder Wave at this guy. Slam my fists together as hard as I can, directing it at him.
Laws of a lifetime.
Ooh. Okay. Just rolling a... what is it? Oh, shit. 5d8? Because 3 levels? Alright, sick. Let's change that for a second. 5d8. Bong.
This one. As it just dissipates. You clap, but you see the small burst of water come from the wave. Just kind of peers down at you. And I'll actually use a legendary resistance just so it can dampen that damage.
Oh, it's legendary. Okay.
Yeah, go rid of one of them.
It's a giant sentient wave. I think it's definitely legendary.
Hey, I can also move up here, and as a bonus, and because I have Shield Master as a bonus action, I can use my shield to try to knock it, to try and shove it. This won't work, but I'm gonna try.
Just like pushing at the edge of it with your shield, just like, go.
It's not even me pushing it, it's just me commanding the magic floating shield to slam into it.
Yep, now it's firmly in place. And now, since there's 3 people beside it, it'll use the 3 actions of water to acid as the whole body of this creature shifts into acid. Everyone standing within 5 feet of it, of Misky, Ironstride, and Jiggles, they're going to take this damage. It's going to be acid.
Yep. This is gonna hurt.
And so, 13 acid damage. As just standing next to it, you could feel the salt acid burning through your armor and flesh.
Owie.
Misky.
Okay. Alright. Missy's gonna continue to wail on in front of her. To get rid of him! And that's now an advantage because Telrath is here. You're like on the ground, right?
Yeah, I am.
Oh, beauty.
I didn't have enough movement to fly back up and away like a coward.
The first one will definitely hit.
But I still want it on this over there and there. Damn, there's so many of these things. And there's one behind us.
Go ahead and roll damage. Cajun, I think our internet just died.
Damn it!
Are you back?
Yep.
Hello? KJ?
Cajun. Yeah, her internet died.
God damn it!
She's dying. She's slowly dying.
I could hear the death throes like she's being washed out to sea or something.
Or
Yeah,
you can
with
use
the
her cursing the thing.
Oh god. I'll roll her damage for her.
This is amazing.
Okay. Obviously, Cajun would be back if she wanted to move elsewhere. Obviously, land. Valus.
Hmm.
You see the water boy is looking at you with a thirst.
That doesn't make any sense.
Thirst for blood!
Oh, okay.
He needs your fluids inside him.
Can I cast a spell on myself that's verbal, even if I can't?
Right now, no, because you are deaf.
He can still talk, he just can't hear it.
Doesn't being deafened just incur like a failure
Silence
percentage?
is what means you can't cast spells.
Yeah, I'm pretty sure if you're deafened, it just makes you have like a % chance to fail if you try to cast a verbal spell.
I don't think I need to hear it.
I mean, but you know, it's like if you are deaf, it's kind of hard for you to understand what you're saying. It's like, take.
Hopefully you've done. Oh,
Oh,
there she
wow.
is.
All of the damage rolls came through.
Alright, so, you are correct, so you can still speak it. But as long as it says anything a person needs to hear it, that would not work right now.
Yeah, so that's mostly my shit. Nice.
So I'll cast Branding Smite on my halberd, which is a free action.
You can actually see a bit of recoiling fear. The bard has been hammer nerfed.
Yeah.
And I'm gonna swing at the closest one once again. My multi-attack. Did either of those hit?
Both will hit.
That means my Branding Smite will also hit. So that, and oh, the 10 damage is already been done.
As you immediately strike into, you can just see Steve immediately bursting off this creature and rising off. He is discomforting to most, but you're able to withstand it just fine. You can see it's not very happy with being struck.
Yeah, it's pretty much all I can do.
Rather be.
Yeah, I can't vicious mockery either. Potato.
I mean, I'm pretty sure that only requires the target to heal. Oh, jeez!
The water.
Holy
What are the water
shit.
elementals?
Stop. Hello?
Welcome back.
I don't even want to talk about it, God. Fudge, yep.
I feel like the water elementals also got deafened.
Or
Alright,
maybe they can
no,
hear in the
they
first
can't.
place. They are made out of water. I don't really know if they have ears.
Well, I mean, I insulted it last turn.
The human body is
Yeah.
70% of them.
It's self
Fair
But,
point.
but you're right, I do have a wand of paralysis.
Hey! The boy in front of Valus.
Yep.
He will succeed with a 22.
Screw you.
Alrighty. Millarin. You can see this storm is going to continue to get more and more savage. It seems to be building.
I've got no idea how loud I'm being. It's a shame! My casting doesn't need shit! Third level reckless. Hero blank. Not the best result. Range. Okay.
Casting giant water boy.
You gonna cast fear on him, or are you casting blink?
We're actually out of range to cast fear, so I'm just gonna cast blink.
Alright. And over to you, Telrath.
Okay, I'm gonna draw the +1 dagger as well in the hopes that, you know, I can double attack and maybe kill him. I don't know. Let's find out together. Stab with big sword. Yep, big sword did hit.
Yeah, it definitely strikes.
Then there's the sneak attack on that. The unwanted shiv comes in for the backhand. Oh, I didn't roll with advantage. I'm really great at this game, I swear.
Strike's true. You can see.
Oh wait, right. Let's remove the dex from that, so 3 damage.
Okay, you see both strike trues. You're shaving away layers of water, and you can see the ice freezing it, pulling it, ripping away, so it can't maintain form. These water elementals. We're gonna go over here and finish crushing the rest of these boys. Ironic, they were all damaged from the fucking concussion. He's guarding the tower. This one between Miski and Taroth. Gonna make 2 slam attacks. One against Miski and one against Taroth. So the one against Taroth will miss with a 10, and the other one will hit Miski with a 22.
That's how this game works.
KJ?
Oh, very well. I will have to
Good.
very quickly. Can you hear me?
Yep.
Hello?
We hear you.
You got hit with a 22. Will you shield?
Oh, yes.
Okay. So it looks like it's about to strike through and then suddenly just splashes off an arcane barrier. This
Well,
one
shield.
is coming in hot to trot on you, Valus.
Oh, yeah? I hope he likes hellish food.
He's gonna come in, and suddenly you see his whole body actually shift like the whole thing's trying to consume you. Roll me a strength saving throw.
Well, technically that's a 7, but I don't think it helped.
You have inspiration.
Do I? Well, yeah, I do. I don't think I'm going to succeed.
I don't
even
think
if
it'll
I was
help.
inspiration.
You rolled pretty low.
I rolled a 2.
Alrighty. That's 18 bludgeoning damage as this thing slams into your body and starts squeezing your insides and your armor. You are grappled and restrained.
Or flank hugging
until you can escape.
So yeah, obviously a hellish would be. I don't know if that would or not. Don't understand if that would.
Right. So that would still apply to him because you are within his body, and he did just strike it.
He's eating you. I feel like he can't dodge that.
At the same time, I'll roll a disadvantage because it is within him. Like that makes sense.
They're eating her.
There you
They're
go.
going to eat
He'll
me.
take the full brunt of the explosion, but he still has you wholesomely consumed into his body.
I took 18 damage. Right?
Yep.
Yeah.
Oof.
Seeing the situation. One's gonna fire at the big bad boy, and then the other's gonna try and fire and finish off the other water elemental that's still distracted with the smaller boys to the side. Which both will hit. Amazing. This for the water elemental. This is for the big boy. In which you can tell, since the ballista bolt itself isn't magical, it didn't seem to phase him that much. This one is actually entirely new. Alrighty, so top of the blind. Storm kicks up more savagely. So, as the entire field itself, even the ship itself, suddenly the rain that's pouring down starts to burn. It's acid rain.
Hey, yo, what the fuck?
It start-
Damn, you said burn, and I was like, yeah, fire resistance.
Global warming.
Oh shit.
Oof.
So, one acid to everything.
Ah. It stings.
At the same time, you can see the ballistas themselves are actually starting to get eaten away by some of the acid rain. Alrighty. It's the big, bad, and fucking terrifying. It's gonna make 3 attacks. It's gonna do a Lamb on Misky, Mr. Jiggles, and then a Water Jet on Iron Stride. So, amazingly, Misky's barrier holds up as this huge wave of water just and washes away the rock, sand, and barriers. She's still able to maintain her balance there.
Oh, thank God.
Mr. Jiggles, unfortunately, though, gets struck by this wave with a fury. He's hit for 19 damage as he's immediately sucked into the body of this creature.
Oh, what the fuck?
Yeah.
Rip.
Come on, Mr. Jiggles.
Beef.
Oh.
And the water jet towards Iron Stride will fail as the water jet Comes pulsing on, slams into your armor, but not strong enough to knock you back. You can feel the sand shifting underneath your weight. Just jiggles at this point. It's restrained. But he will try and shock this boy from the inside with a heavy lightning bolt outward. That's 34 damage. Raxiel.
I'm gonna make a nice path, come in close, and Raxiel just gonna melee him.
Alrighty.
One bite, 2 claws.
Alrighty, 2 claws will hit. Start tearing into it, and you can see the creature looking up in anger.
He's 40 feet, circle around and go 20 feet back. 70.
Alright. So, in reaction, on his legendary, it's going to perform Crush on Mr. Jiggles.
We're taking out its aggression on Mr. Jiggles.
Which after that,
No.
No.
Mr. Jiggles.
Alright,
Mr. Jiggles.
He's a good man. As Velas is getting like swallowed by a water element behind.
Alright.
Mr. Jiggles was a good man.
Iron Stride.
Stride's gonna get to the side of it. I'm going to second great wind myself. Oh boy. Gonna smack it.
Uh, 27 will hit.
Boom. And then I'm gonna action surge. Smack it again. And again.
Both of those will hit.
Smack. Smack. All magic damage, baby.
It's a beautiful thing. Alrighty. With that,
Don't press the.
once again, especially since after all that, let's go take aim. Well, it's actually going to take aim at Milliran. How high up did you say you were? 70 feet?
70 feet, yes.
As from the top of the head of this creature, you see the body of Mr. Jiggles fired at you.
Oh,
Make
It's
it.
firing, Mr.
Make a dexterity saving throw.
Me or Rexiel?
Rexio.
Okay.
he just fired the jellyfish corpse at you.
First and delicious jellyfish jelly.
Dex save.
Oh, very nice. So, you actually managed to avoid the damage overall as you see Mr. Jiggles sky over the field.
Mr. Joggles, no.
He was 3 days from retirement.
I mean, he basically was. He said he was gonna go free as soon as he was done with Gregor.
Yeah, I know.
Aw.
I was 3 days from retirement. Misky, kill the water elemental. Do it. Freedom.
Have a little bit of update. You know, I would, but my internet's fucking cut out again.
Oh.
So would you like to attack the water elemental? Will you both feel attacked?
Oh my god. Can I hit the small one twice, please?
Yeah.
With the lower shell? I mean, alright, you can do all of my rolls. I saw those one up.
Alrighty. 2 heavy chops into this elemental, slicing away and shaving away layer by layer.
I'm so mad.
Valus.
I'm basically out of spell slots, so I'm just gonna keep this.
Be at
Am I at a
disadvantage 'cause
disadvantage?
Yep.
Hmm.
He's feeling your insides.
I don't know if I should try to escape.
Probably.
Might be a good idea.
Yeah, I don't want to be inside things. I mean, would that be like a movement or an action?
Would be your action.
I don't know how low
Contested
this is. I did it
athletics.
so
or-
many times.
For you, you could do acrobatics or athletics. Well, he has to do athletics to maintain it for fun.
I'll do it just because my bonus is so high. Dang it. Oh, that's a +2 anyway. So 21.
So you actually easily escape him as you start just digging your halberd into the sand and rip your body free from him.
Hmm. That's pretty much what I'm gonna do, because if I move away, he'll try to.
Alright.
I'm gonna draw a cannon.
Right, man.
Okay, I will jump down and featherfall myself. And then Cure Wounds Valus. At level 2.
Nine.
Great one. Yeah, 9 HP.
Oh,
Alright. Better.
Real?
Oops.
Yep, that's it.
Another written.
Alright, fucker! I've got something prepared just for you!
Is it bag?
Yeah, I imagine. What?
It was super robotic, but it's beautiful.
Everybody's robot.
it's Discord actually.
Damn you, Discord!
Everybody's begging for me, and that's
Oh
red.
yeah.
The
I'm
mole
back.
people have struck today.
3.
I'm all man.
I'll shift the server.
Alright. This isn't my fault.
What if we use the...
Packet loss is fixed. We are back.
Okay.
Yes.
Alright, we're back, boys.
We're wholesome.
Back
So-
online.
Yeah, let's shout, I've got something special for you, fucker! You fucking overgrown puddle! He just raises up the giant Leviathan, fires a chain lightning at it, but I'm going to expend a level 1 spell slot to alchemical casting it into cold damage.
These.
And it'll also bounce to this one, I guess. He's in range. That's This is cold damage.
That's a lot of cold damage.
That's a lot of damage.
So he'll make it, and he'll cut that in half.
Alright.
Still 27 cold, baby!
Now there's... will fail and immediately be expelled from the realm.
I imagine him literally just freezing over.
Pretty much, as you just see, like, these figures, like, reaching out for everyone and suddenly just frozen in place.
Could have been inside.
It's a good thing I'm deaf. Leviathan might be mad at me messing with him.
Good thing you got out of it.
Yeah, make a little Velos sickle.
Activating your jet boosters. I'll fly up to on the height Milren's at, and since I'm within range to use it, gonna aim down and use the Frostbite's breath attack.
Nice.
Fucking freeze this boy. Time for you to freeze. Literal average damage.
Make that take half. That's 10.
10? How up did I fly? So I flew 10 feet over, like 70 feet up. Right?
Mm-hmm.
So are they up? Okay, I'm not going to go anywhere realistic, so I'm just going to hang out where I am. I'm done.
Boy. Skirting over the water. Hello there.
General Watanabe.
Radimir. Roll me strength save as he encases your body in glorious water.
I'd rather not.
Oh! He turned around and he said,
19.
bitch, you made me. As you just fucking shove the water elemental out of the way and just continue down the beach like my people need me.
Gotta
Ain't no damn water elemental sucking me off. Get out of here. Get out of here.
Olive's gonna try and fire at the one next to Branimir, and Koroth is gonna try and fire at the big boy. This is for Dos Elemental. And then this one for the bigger boy. Both extraordinary damage, but not too extraordinary. flocks around. Storm kicks and roils. The same crack of lightning that deafened you all suddenly starts coming down streaks. You can see them arcing out to each and every one of you. Miski, Telrath, Milirin, Raxiel, Ironstride, and Verlis. Make me dexterity saving throws.
I'd like to call the police.
No. Raxiel failed.
If this particular spell, if it's a fucking lightning bolt that's targeting only me, then I can use the AC of my shield to add an extra 2 to that.
You also have the Ring of Invasion, Iron Stride.
I'm not
Yeah,
supposed
if
to.
I fail.
Inspiration? Did you use it?
I'm not supposed to have that disadvantage.
It's fine. First
Please,
roll.
do you want me to roll another normal one?
Unfortunately, it would still be the 10.
Oh, okay. Well, that's 12 because I'm not passive.
Alrighty,
Did you use
so
inspiration or no?
Ironstride and Telrath, you will
15.
make it because Ironstride, these are individual targetings.
Ooh.
So you do get your +2 for this. So you'll take half damage.
I will not. Shield Master. I take no damage if I make a dexterity saving throw and succeed.
Very nice. Alrighty. There's 37 lightning damage to everyone else. The arcs come straight down at all of you.
Did you say lightning?
Yes. You should.
I'll take one for that.
Yeah, you have resistance.
Hey, did Miski make a save?
Oh,
Was
dead.
that 10?
Miski definitely did not roll.
Let me roll.
Oh, I did. Can you not see my text?
Yeah, she rolled
Oh, I'm
10.
on a Torito.
I just didn't read it like
Ah,
Miski
yeah.
did. I was like, who is it?
Sorry. So what? 30 sets, so I take 19 damage?
Yeah, they start to. Or yeah, and Milirin. Oh wait, never mind. Yeah, because you. Oh, you are out.
Cool.
How high up are you?
70 feet on Raxiel's back.
Roll me a flat dex of Raxiel.
I'm Raxiel, don't drop.
Don't drop that eye.
Don't drop that doo-doo.
Drop that bumper. Drop that pickle pea.
Rosie,
Yes?
roll me a flat dex with Raxiel.
Flat dex. That would be this one.
Alright,
Ooh, it's raining.
you fall. You're 70 feet up, you said, or higher?
I was gonna say yes. I'm at 70 feet above the water elemental.
Oh dear.
Oh, you fall into it, Ree.
Yes, you do. As you all see Milirin's form, even though you can't hear anything, vanish into this water elemental. You can see the extreme distress on Raxiel's face from afar.
You know, this would not be a problem at all if I could actually roll above a 10 on my blink.
That is true. You know.
If I'd managed to get higher than that, I wouldn't have even been there to take the damage.
Alrighty, so it's going to multi-attack. It's going to crush. Well, it's going to attempt to crush Telrath and Miski, and then Water Jet Iron Stride again. Alright, so Risky, he'll hit with a 21. Do you shield? Okay. So once again, and then tries to hit Taraf, but you are nimbly out of the way as it reaches up for you. And then it's gonna shoot a water jet down onto Iron Strudel for 26. And then he's going
That will hit.
Yes, it will. Roll me a strength saving throw.
Uh,
As you take 24 bludgeoning damage from a huge geyser of water just pummeling into you.
ow.
Lexi. Mama
I mean, yeah, I figure you'd just dive after me to try and get me.
You gonna try and dive in and retrieve you? Okay, roll me strength.
Oh, Raxiel, be a hero.
Strength.
Oof.
He will manage to pull you out.
Awesome. Yeah. There. That way it looks like I'm in its claws.
Alrighty. I assume that's all.
I mean, yeah, I figured that would take his action.
So with that, especially since he... Oh. Did he move away? Or did he stay next to it?
That depends. After I hit the water, how far would I have sunk?
For that, falling down into it, probably a little good portion, I would say 1/3 down its body. This is rapid tides, it's not like sitting still.
45. It's... I think we get to E?
And then moving
Yeah.
on. Alright, so he'll still take a reaction to try and slap you as you're flying away. With a pitiful 13 and miss, as he was not expecting anything to be willing to dive through it. It's the end of Rexiel's turn anyway. A legendary action. Water to acid. This mist of salt acid hits the air again.
Oh no. Everyone next to him
takes 14 acid damage. So Misky and Iron Stride.
Boy, I need a heal.
Oh, do I not count because I'm high up?
Yeah, he was reaching for you. If you're not within 5 feet of him, you don't get hit by the salt acid.
This isn't looking too good.
Iron Strike.
Where is that army when we need it?
There's still 4 of them.
I like how we're all still deaf, so we haven't heard anybody talk this entire time.
Let's see.
It's basically a scene from a war movie where like a grenade goes off and you see all your friends.
Yep.
It's hard to use this reaction. I could walk away and heal or something, but all I've got are potions of healing. Yeah, I guess I'm just gonna keep smacking it, seeing as if I walk away, it's gonna smack me back, I reckon. Look at... Smack. Smack. Wow. Alright.
tail as you strike in. Doesn't seem to have enough to disperse the waves for where they are.
Yeah.
Oh, that's good. Alrighty.
Oh, hello.
You gonna smack him?
I am. What? Can you just see me moving? Just.
Yeah, you're moving.
Oh, good. I'm just making sure the connection's there before I start actually putting some effort in. I wanna get to the other side and flank this motherfucker. Should I stand here? Am I
attempt
on
to...
him?
Are you trying to speak Arakok right at me? You said flap, flap, flap.
I think she wants to flank it.
Flank for advantage.
God damn it.
You have advantage.
You can do it.
Fuck you!
No, just hit, and that will hit as well. Oh, that did.
Take it. Take it. I'm a fucking action search. I don't care. I'm gonna keep going. Fuck you! Aw.
How you want to do this?
Hey!
Not with shitty internet. I don't even know how it's been taking damage because it keeps cutting out. I don't know what happens when I hit it.
Oh, basically.
Somebody else describe what they see. I'm sorry.
So, who would like to describe how they see Miski give the final strike to this thing to shatter its form?
I don't know how you kill water. I have no idea.
Yeah, I mean, I feel like it just goes straight through it and then it falls over and dies.
After the damage that's been taken from the magic spells causing frost and thunder and its form crackling, you see its massive form with the ice parts of it still frozen, where Miski takes a massive shot, shattering its form in half, destroying it utterly.
I pop it like a water balloon.
Yeah.
Beautiful.
I'm so sorry. I've missed half of this fight.
It's fun.
That's okay.
As it falls down in the mass tidal wave.
A vessel.
Iron Stride and Miski, maybe strike saving throws.
Ah, shit.
Alright, you are both perfectly fine as it wave of water washes over you and threatens to almost rip you off your feet and smash into whatever's nearby. But you manage to hold your footing. As that one dissipates, the other one nearby, as it's being controlled by, and dissipates as well.
Oh, thank God.
Yes!
And obviously a little bit, but Mitherin, go ahead and roll me a death saving throw just for shits and giggles.
I was gonna say, Brad's turn is first. Can he actually get close enough to heal her?
That's a hell no. Even with healing word. Yeah, you're too far up.
I'm only 30 feet up.
Yeah, but also far away.
Yeah, but it's a 60-foot range. You slower than 30 feet?
Oh wait, it's a bonus action. I can dash and then do it.
Oh,
Okay.
yeah, that too.
Alright. Bam.
Just a year.
Perfect.
Healing word.
Cast that out and you start to wake up in Raxiel's arms.
See, I mostly just had to ask if you could do it this turn, because,
Yeah, I could.
Okay, I wouldn't have disappeared that round anyway. Yes, Blink actually keeps going if you're unconscious.
Oh no.
Well,
Imagine how difficult it would be to heal someone who only exists for their turn.
Hold your action, I guess.
Yeah, that's it. That's the only way you can do it. Or I need the spell for the brief moment they appear.
At this point, you could hear everyone on the ship celebrating that the creature is gone.
That was a fucking big boy. Jesus.
Raxi. Raxi! My ears are still
Just
fucked.
a moment. Mom! Mom! Mom!
Just start, like, batting him on the head. Just shut up! I can't hear you!
Just the fact that you're moving again, you can see him smile. Comes to coast down with you.
Go make sure it's dead.
Yes.
How are you gonna do that? It has no corpse. It
Has
is
no
the
corpse.
ocean.
Yeah, I'll look at the water closer.
You look at the water. You see a chunk eyes.
I punch it. Nothing left.
Not a single thing left of this being. It's dissipated with the waves.
Well, time to go shut down for a while.
Now, all is at relative ease, even though it's now currently missing Mr. Jiggles.
Rest in peace, Mr. Jiggles.
Jelly.
You can look at and you can see the very few remaining soldiers of what was once an army.
Oh. Thank you.
You only have 5 skeletons left to your army's name. Most of the barricades, sea ramps, all. Some were broken. The rocks managed to maintain.
I don't even think these creatures can understand me, but I'm going to tell one of them, go tell your master what happened here.
Just kind of stares at you blankly. Empty eye sockets.
Didn't think it would work.
Especially seeing the 2 terrifying creatures of the Brine Queen's menagerie finally now have full grasp of why everyone was so terrified of her initially.
Mm-hmm.
At this point, you now have the chance to settle down and rest. You don't hear the siren song anymore. Leviathan's whispers seemingly have stopped, and the rock in your gut is fully dissipated. Slowly over time, after the good 5 minutes has passed, you all are finally able to hear fine again without the ringing in your ears.
So that was fun.
Hmm.
I'm getting sick of lightning.
She will have to try harder than that.
Are you sick of
Not
getting
much
swallowed,
harder.
Willis?
I don't know, soloing's not as bad as almost dying to lightning every second day.
Yeah.
Wear all this armor for basically no reason against these guys. What can you do? Been lucky enough to survive all these fights. Someone's smiling upon us.
Probably that god, Bahamut or whatever.
Most likely circumstance.
Don't you believe in God science, Stride?
No.
Wow. Thou shalt be smited. Do you think Gregor's done with his thing yet?
He said it would take 5 days.
Hmm.
I believe this is only the third day.
Yeah.
Okay, well, prepare to defend against that again, I guess.
I will take time to repair.
See, the ship has been a little crisped. A lot of the sails are, well, they have a few holes in them.
The acid.
Mm-hmm. Not too big. They can still sail, but definitely have marked the ship.
It gives me something to do. I can repair the sails. There you go. Sails. So, see.
At this point, you can see Yarshinsen are very surprised, but relatively relieved at the fact that most of the skeletal abominations are well and destroyed, but everyone else has survived. Of course, Memdash are celebrating quite exponentially. Has busted out her fire wine. Tarath! Tarath! You need to have some of this with us. Victory celebrations!
Sure.
She'll pour a glass for anyone else who wants some.
Keen.
What is this thing you are drinking?
Fire wine, and it's delicious with cheese. Please! I mean, well,
I
yeah.
suppose I will try it. I do not believe it will have any effect.
No harm in trying. I mean, have some kind of mouth. I've seen you use potions.
Takes faceplate off.
Unhinge your jaw, Ironstrad.
Kutsu!
Even though you can't really feel the effects of drunk, this still feels kind of nice. Like high-grade fuel.
Has a good kick to it with energy.
Meanwhile, Millerin, while you're kind of relaxing on the beach or so, Rexia's like trying to tend to your wounds.
I see. What's with this king of my tower? What's he doing up there?
Just a random skeleton that seems to have been washed up there somehow.
I'm going to go to bed.
He's the greatest skeleton of them all.
Rexy, I'll get that thing off my tower.
Right, Mom. Punts him off.
So, Vatican.
I have the high ground.
Rejoins the front line. At this point, though, you can see the storms starting to recede a little. Doesn't seem to have as much power as it did before. And the ocean seems might be a bit calmer. As you wait and rest and lick your wounds for the next 2 days, waiting for Gregor to finish his works on the requested piece. Ironstride, you shut down again?
Yeah, to recover.
So, as you do shut down, and you start sifting through your memory, especially the discussion of Sinner and Yarsh still in the back of your mind even after the huge, immense battle. Especially the amount of time thinking while patrolling the beach. Which also probably feels very odd for you at this point now, as you realize that you're starting to have more forethought as more things come to the surface. You realize that your so-called personality seems to be surfacing.
Yes.
Things that you never thought you had seem to give shape, almost bizarrely enough, makes you feel almost human in an aspect. There's a point where you go back to your dreams and you're working in the bunker again, going around handing out various medicines and potions, even changing bandages and making sure other people are doing what they're supposed to between broken bones, their arms and slings, and keeping their legs up. You do see one face. It's almost like a silhouette. It's almost grayed out. It's hard to make out because you're staring at it for a long time. And then you can kind of hear what sounds like almost an old, muffled conversation. As you continue to look on, you realize you're learning more to be able to heal people better. It's more, the longer you stare at this figure, you start to see the features come through a little bit more. Start to realize that it's your old commander, but you can't make out the details perfectly. You see the dirty brown hair that he had, tattered clothes, and a whole bunch of blood caked on from when he was helping others that had recently come back from a battle. Seems to be walking around and talking to you as you start passing different medical instruments and different herbs to him. He seems to be spending a good portion of this time making what appears to be full medical kits for the field and healing potions. At this point, you remember doing this for hours when there was no other injured soldiers or anything of the sort, or when you were not running out into the field when the battles were nearby. You slowly start to remember a small hint of a name. Adel.
Abel?
Adel was his first name. Yes.
Oh no.
God damn. He seemed like a commendable commander.
Start realizing why you were so strong. Is that you were his personal assistant in the medical ward. He needed someone strong enough to lift everyone.
Was I a custom design? This only raises more questions. Perhaps when this is all over, I will find answers. I'm gonna go back to patrolling the beach while I think on all this.
Checking out how far the beach is. As you are keeping eyes on the shore, especially with Mr. Jiggles no longer watching the front and Iron Strike and patrolling up and down. The sea doesn't roil up like it did before. Clouds kind of dissipate back. Almost as if it's poised and waiting for your move. As you get to the 5th day while watching and just bracing yourselves, you can hear from upon the hill something in the distance coming closer.
I just hear a toy T-Rex.
From down the hillside, from where Ironstride had dragged it up.
Ooh.
You can see the sea dragon, fully reanimated, striding down the hillside.
It can walk?
Mm-hmm.
Oh Christ, that's a lot scarier than its original image.
I mean, it was carved out, and the head was cleaned off a bit. Upon its back, Gregor and Mr. Jiggles.
Yes! He's back!
MVP's back.
There's that ugly boy.
He
There's
made
that.
another Mr. Jiggles.
I made my
Oh, did he?
boot.
I did.
What was his familiar? He probably just resummoned.
Hey.
I see. The battle was intense, but well worth it. Her magic is weakened. This is the time we can now strike at the very heart of her home. As you go over and hug Mr. Jiggles.
I thought you died.
You can see the one eye kind of look at you, and he does one little pat on your back with one of his tentacles. Yeah. This body may be dispersed, but my master has contracted me. My work is not done yet. The queen must fall. After that, I will be free to go where I please.
Alright.
And so now we shall take the war to her.
Damn straight.
Then it is decided. I know it has been a grueling slog. Rue, what she has sent. Mr. Jiggles has informed me. She sent her trump card immediately. I am glad to see that, though some of you are probably discouraged, you're all at least breathing.
If we had time for a short rest.
Hasn't it been like 2 more days?
It's been 2 days.
It's been
It's been 2
days.
days.
No, days.
Gucci.
Even better. I don't have to roll for that. Reset that one. Reset that one.
I can strike at the home and break the army that guards her door. Once there's enough destruction, I'll be able to weave my way into the palace with you and watch your back. I will leave my newly acquired pet to deal with the rabble outside of it.
We're like thinking about killing. It's just like, oh yeah, you know, I mean, he does have a sea dragon now that's undead and obeys his command.
Man, I
Yes,
sure
the
hope
axe
this
blade,
dragon dies in the assault, you know?
I mean, you could roll two more days, Millerin, considering you didn't hear anything on that. But obviously, it's been 2 days.
Yeah, I mean, after I got my rest, I would have just spent my free time doing it.
Yeah. Immediately after you get your rest, you would hear Exie like, "Mom, you should relax a little."
I've relaxed enough. Besides, working like this is relaxing to me. Gives me something to focus on.
He kind of twiddles his claws a little. He like watches you where you're like, you sure you're alright, Mom?
I'm sure. I think I'm gonna have to devise something to protect myself against those kinds of attacks in the future.
Okay.
Yeah. If you're so concerned about my well-being, get down here and help me out. Make my job a bit easier.
Right. Comes over and starts doing the same motion you showed him to do with his claw. Continue making good progress, getting the sharper blades and setting out the course of the plans for what you're doing with those. So, at this point now, as Gregor is discussing these matters with you. I can strike when you're ready. I heed you not to take too long. After sending a creature like that, I know your magics will surely be exhausted.
Then perhaps we should strike immediately.
We are as ready as we'll ever be.
Are your magic's not exhausted after creating this creature?
I still have a great deal to help. But this creature will deal with the brunt of it. need not worry about me, friend.
I guess let's go to our watery graves then.
I am ready at a moment's notice.
Very good. I'll lead the way. Oh. With that, you'll see him start drifting into the ocean. Mr. Jiggles with it as well. Still moving at an unnatural speed.
I assume we all have water breathing and water walking on us.
Yeah, I just ritual past that like daily.
Are we water walking?
Let's see, that lasts for an hour, so I'll do that just before we leave.
Well, you can tell the way he's going, you're probably going to need to take your ship out there first.
Yeah. I get the ship ready.
Which I believe that would be a good spot to leave off on.
Yeah, right.
As you get ready to strike. Also, I could just drop you on this page because anyway, you'll be seeing this in a hot minute anyway. Ignore that boy, he's dead.
So it's the deep
Yeah.
Grand Reef.
Oh, damn.
Oh god.
Dark Reef Rising.
Oh, it's an
Maybe
elf
I'll like-
fish. Elf fish is over there.
All these fishes. Oh, man. Wait, is that the sea elf from earlier? Or is that the
Yeah, I
queen?
know, right?
Mm-hmm.
I guess, I mean, to be fair, she did say she was gonna go. She was interested in the Brine. She probably went to go say, like, hey, how you doing? You suck.
Adol, she was the Brine Queen all along.
I was just thinking that.
I mean, to be fair, that would be a pretty good juke. But we didn't really she didn't really ask for any incriminating information, which is the confusing part if she was. In the way
The
she
information
just
to go was,
Where are you?
what's your going rate?
Yeah, she just seemed kind of interested in hiring us. Which just seemed kind of, I mean, to be fair, she might make us a business deal, considering, based on what we told her, she might think that we can be bought as opposed to us murdering her and looting her.
Makes sense. It really does. Is that just a gaping hole in the ground?
Why, yes, it is.
Yeah, that
good.
goes to the Lost River.
Yeah.
Uh,
Up here
we
by
spent way too much time in fucking Subnautica, friend.
Damn straight.
this hall right here. You can see is an entrance with a strange mural.
I like murals that are
Yeah,
strange.
right.
Yes, and shrine to the Brine Queen.
I like all these
I'm gonna
little
go the fuck to
guys.
sleep. I'll see you guys
Okay,
later.
you go do that. Yeah.
Deuce!
I'm gonna go take a shower. I'll be back.
Probably do the same in a minute.
Eh.
And I need to give you guys XP.
Oh,
For that incredible display of killing water.
For
We killed
dispersing.
that water so hard.
I stabbed that water good.
I should have just drank it, lol.
Just
Damn it.
we all pull out straws and it gets scared.
So you each got 4,834.
Bruh.
Bruh.
Well, I mean,
5,834. Is that what
Mm-hmm.
mhm.
Jeez. We are so close to our level up.
oh, again.
Halfway.
Where we
Holy shit!
Yeah, we're like a couple. We're a few hundred of the bloodline.
Like 576.
570. Yeah, something like that.
Well, we did
Yep.
just find a dragon and then something legendary.
That was pretty awesome.
Yeah,
And we
Basically,
survived.
got half a level both fight.
you guys
Yeah,
survived
no,
that 9th level spell.
You know what?
Oh.
I'm so happy that I have Shield Master, because that's the only reason I remained up during that fight. Is because I could take 0 damage from your damn dex roll.
The 9th level spell cast, at which that creature doesn't need to make concentration checks to maintain it, is Storm of Vengeance.
Oh. Is that what the acid rain and the lightning bolts were for?
Oh yeah, it continues over and over, and continues to proceedingly get worse.
Well, I like to imagine for my dex save on the lightning, it just, instead of avoiding it, I just command the shield above me and it just blocks the whole lightning bolt and I just don't give a fuck.
First round, the Churning Storm, spreading out to a radius of 360 feet.
Fuck.
Anything underneath the storm, up to 5,000 feet, makes the Constitution saving throw. Otherwise, the 2d6 thunder and deafened for 5 minutes. Round 2, the acidic rain, and so every creature and object takes acid damage.
Jeez.
Round 3, you call down 6 lightning bolts from the cloud to strike 6 creatures or objects of your choice. Each creature can be struck by more than 1 bolt,
Oh,
which means all
Ouch.
6 can go straight into one boy.
That would fucking hurt.
Round 4, hailstones start raining down, and it's 2d6 bludgeoning damage. And then
We're lucky we killed it as fast as we did.
and then rounds
Yeah, a lot of us were on like 5 HP.
and then rounds 5 through 10. Gusts of freezing rain assail the area under the cloud and becomes difficult terrain is heavily obscured. Each creature takes 1d6 cold damage. Ranged weapon attacks in this area are impossible. And the wind and the rain count as a severe distraction for the purpose of maintaining concentration on spells. Finally, gusts of wind so strong that it's 20 to 50 miles per hour wind, automatically dispersing fog and other similar phenomenon.
I would have been okay with the cold. I would have taken half damage at least.
This boy would have rolled in with a tsunami hurricane all in one fucking package.
Yeah, that's amazing. Oh, how many XP total do we have? We should have 22,426.
Mm-hmm.
Awesome, thank you. I knew I missed a week.
I have 2 less XP than you.
correct.
Yeah, I counted 2 less as well. But as we all know, Jester is bad at maths.
I added that to the... That's not me doing that myself. That's me adding it to the
That's
XP
D&D.
manager. In
Yeah,
D&D.
also, excuse me, that's what I got as well. Without his
Yeah.
input.
Oh, we're really close.
Yeah.
Goddamn.
22424.
22426.
Yeah, I was at 22426.
What could ever give you 2 XP?
Bad math.
It's probably the birds I punched off of the dragon.